Let's get this figured out. This world gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And yeah, I still play the college. This weekend was a crazy football weekend. Anyway, Falcons, y'all. Yeah. But I did release the new low touch mechanics virtual, and yeah, tied a record in sales for it for the first day. The first 24 hours rather. And a lot of the questions that I've received about that particular video since have to do with when to touch pass and when to bullet pass. And for me, my opinion, when you see me throw a lot of these throws, and I know I'm showing college, I'm going to show it in Madden too, but the college game using revamp is what kind of taught me what the possibilities of really varying your touch are. And so when I say that, what I mean is that we have the high pass mechanic, we have the high ball, we have the low ball with L2, high pass with L1 or LB. I think a lot of times our misconception of that is the fact that we try to use the high ball as the touch. And we think just because we throw a high ball, we should be able to just high ball it and still bullet pass it or just throw it, however we're throwing it. And so if you're bullet passing everything, that's the reason why the ball is taking off on you. That's the reason why the ball is traveling probably over your head in a lot, or out of your reach in a lot of situations that you are trying to maybe not. Yeah, I can't even say you're trying to use touch. You're just trying to get the ball there, in other words. So you look at a pass like that, and that, even though it looks like it has a lot of velocity, it's a bullet pass. That's the one thing that revamp gives you. Revamp gives you the ability to use touch with keeping velocity if your mechanics are right. And so you can throw, I've said this 1,000 times, you can throw a high ball low with low trajectory and with touch. And so it's just so many different aspects that we've been kind of forced into putting into our throws. But revamp does by far the best job of eluding or being able to get the ball away from the underneath defenders. Now, if you go look at that 14, 35, 399, not the greatest numbers, but we get to the end zone when we need to get to the end zone. There are just passes that revamp allows you to throw, that placement and accuracy it allows you to throw a pass, but it doesn't allow you to get the ball there with that particular style of trajectory. So if I throw that particular pass right there with revamp, it may not have as much arc, even though I probably could push it more to the sidelines. And so I think the thing that we have to really understand with using revamp is the fact that you can get touch or you can get arc on the ball without having to use the high pass mechanic. And I think in a lot of cases, if you get the low touch video, you'll learn that you can kind of do both all in one. But my thing is that in order to elevate your accuracy, you're gonna have to get off of the bullet pass somewhat. Even a pass like that, even though it looks like a straight line bullet pass, that's actually a low touch pass. That's actually a pass that had a lot of touch on it. And again, you have to understand that these passes vary. You ever heard of something, you hear they talk about some quarterbacks, he throws a catchable ball. He throws a really catchable, like Brock Purdy throws a catchable ball. For the most part, Patrick Mahomes throws a really catchable ball. When Kirk Cousins, when he's on, he throws a catchable ball. And a catchable ball is a pass that probably doesn't have too much velocity. It's you're able to adjust to it. It's not coming at such a high rate of speed that, you're kind of stuck in a spot and you have to react immediately, especially when we're referring to this video game. Throwing a catchable pass is of extreme importance, because a lot of times you don't get a chance to react, and a lot of times the windows close so fast that you have to be able to get the ball to a certain spot in a certain amount of time. And that's where the touch part comes in, because on a lot of these defenses that people call, you have to clear underneath defenders, or like in this case, you have to give your receiver time to adjust to the ball. That's why I get bigger receivers. That's why I like, guys who can win one-on-one battles, because I'm going to throw a lot of touch passes, or I'm going to throw a lot of passes where I'm able to adjust my body or contort my body at some point before the ball gets there, to get myself into a better situation to make a catch or get the animation that I want. I know y'all, it sounds like a lot, but it's really simple. We just have to learn how to place more touch on these passes without, again, losing velocity, or really with a better understanding of how to get the ultimate accuracy. And so y'all, sometimes these videos are a struggle, because I don't, like I said, when I release a virtual, I can't disrespect the people who are paying for this stuff by coming in here and just telling y'all after somebody already paid for it. So that's kind of crazy. Where did that highlight come from? That was crazy. That was a crazy move. Oh, that was Cook when I had Cook. I had James Cook for a couple days, and then I really realized that I got another running back who was just as good and even more cheap in Ultimate Team. But anyway, all these passes, like even passes like that are direct line passes, that's still a pass with a lot of touch on that pass. And so you see, it has touch. It's able to get behind the defensive back, but I'm still able to direct the ball horizontal enough to keep it away from that safety. And so even the passes that I would consider to be a bullet pass, even those passes have touch on them. You know what I'm saying? And so you can still direct the ball, although it's not as effective as freeform, you still can throw kind of those around the corner kind of passes. But for me, this is what I prefer. I prefer to throw a pass, where I can kind of have time to gauge where the ball is at, and then I have time to make an adjustment from the defensive back when it comes to getting to the football. And I'm also able to kind of keep that guy at bay just a little, just enough to make the catch. And so touch for me brings anticipation. That means I can anticipate a throw. So you see me here throwing it as tight end, and you see Dion right there lit up, lurking up underneath. So obviously, there's a way that he can get to that. But if you throw with anticipation, you throw with enough touch, you see the arc right there, even though I ended up out of bounds, that's the kind of stuff that you have to work on. You have to work on anticipation, and touch in order to get the ball to the spot that you want to get it to. And again, once you learn how to avoid these underneath defenders, it becomes a lot more easy. If I said that right, it just becomes more easy to make these throws using touch. But it's just something you have to practice at. And it's something you have to be so good at it that you can react in the situation. You can't come in and saying, all right, on this particular pass, I'm going to throw the ball this particular way, because you just don't know how or what situation the defenders are in to be able to react to you. And so for me, throwing with touch and then either adding a little bit of the high ball or low touch to it, you know what I mean? For me is like that secret sauce of just getting the ball to like right where I want it to be without it actually going in too far into the next defender. So as you can see right here on this play, you see I'm able to get the ball over the underneath guy, and once I click on, I'm kind of gauging that over the top defender, and then I go into the animation before he gets a chance to actually make a clean break on the ball. And that's Jesse Bates. So, you know what I'm saying? That's not, yeah, he's a pretty good safety. And so even situations like that, I know that seems kind of crazy, but no, you can throw with a really great deal of anticipation. When you can master using touch, even passes like this, it's just like I said, you just have to understand how to get it done in terms of just using your mechanics. I promise. Yeah, I keep flashing those books up there because I'm trying to tell y'all, if you don't have one, you gotta get one. If you got one, start reading again. Anyway, man, it's your boy Coach. I'm out.